Good morning and welcome to the judges, teachers, guests, and participants of FRSIS 2026. Now, I would like to introduce our judges today. The chief judge is Mr. Muhammad Nasruddin bin Awang Kecik, Technical Director of Hamadatek Sendirian Berhad from Kulim Hatek Park. The second judge is Ms. Ida C. Changle from Sekolah Menengah Sains Kuching Utara. The third judge is Ms. Intan Isma bin Munir from Royal Military College, and I, Sharifah Nihalridan binti Wan Isham from Sekolah Menengah Agama Persekutuan Kajang, while the timekeepers, Shasha Nazifa binti Syari and Muhammad Haidar Shahmi bin Muhammad Hafiz are from Academy Science Pendang, Kedah. Now, allow me to read the rules. Each team should consist of presenters and a technical assistant. The presentation must focus on the sub-theme assigned to the team. The duration of the presentation should not be more than 10 minutes. The bell will be rung once the ninth minute and twice at the 10th minute. A question and answer session will be conducted after each presentation. Now, I would like to invite Sekolah Tunku Abdul Munawir to present. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Now, I would like to invite Sekolah Tuanku Abdul Rahman to present.
One man's trash is another man's treasure, a common everyday quote that implies how some waste can be transformed into worth. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning to the dear judges and everyone here. Many of us travel through Ipoh and see the limestone hills as part of the natural scenery. However, behind this landscape lies intensive quarry activity that has supported Malaysia's construction industry for decades. The issue is not the light use of limestone itself, but rather the large amount of waste generated during extraction and processing. This includes rejected boulders, fine particles, and sludge. They are often underutilized or discarded despite their scale. Ipoh is located within the Kinta Valley Karst region, one of the richest limestone areas in Malaysia. While this does give economic advantage, it also creates a continuous flow of mining byproducts that are not efficiently reused. Instead of treating these materials as waste, our project explores how they can be transformed into sustainable construction bricks. This approach reduces environmental burden while decreasing reliance on virgin limestone extraction. Our research is guided by three objectives. First, to convert limestone waste into construction bricks. Second, to explore carbon dioxide capture potential through mineral carbonation. And last but not least, to support circular economy practices in construction materials. In simple terms, we are just asking, can mining waste be upgraded from a disposal problem into a usable and even functional construction material? To answer this, we use a three-part research approach, which are literature review, site visit to manufacturing plant, and a prototype creation.
Now, there are three articles that can strongly back our objective of the research. But first, I would like for you to watch out for these keywords. First, mineral carbonation. Mineral carbonation is the process of carbon removal and utilization of process that permanently turn carbon dioxide into solid stable minerals. And another one is carbon sequestration, the process of capturing carbon and securely storing atmospheric carbon dioxide to reduce its concentration in the air and mitigate global climate change. Studies by Houjian Yu et al., published in 2024, shows that mining waste can be reused as a viable construction material, highlighting the potential of transforming industrial waste and into usable building inputs. This supports the concept of waste valorization, where material that are normally discarded are reintroduced into productive use instead of becoming environmental burden. Article by Wei Zhaoyu et al., published in 2021, further demonstrate that industrial waste are not only reusable, but can also be engineered for environmental functions, such as carbon dioxide capture. This proves that waste material can be upgraded beyond structural use, serving active role in sustainability application, especially in reducing atmospheric carbon dioxide. Now, Verma Loretta et al. Expands on this by explaining that mining residue often contain reactive oxides such as calcium oxide and magnesium oxide. This compound naturally reacts with carbon dioxide, enabling mineral carbonation processes that permanently convert carbon dioxide into solid stable minerals, supporting long-term carbon storage. Together, these studies provide the scientific foundation for our project, where we use limestone mining waste not only as a construction material for bricks, but also as a medium for with potential for carbon dioxide related reaction, aligning structural use with environmental functions.
As for our second method of research, we conducted an industrial visit to Pulai Rock Industries, a limestone quarrying and manufacturing company, to observe real-world quarry operations and material flow. From this visit, we were able to identify a key misconception regarding limestone quarrying in Ipoh, where it is often viewed as purely environmentally destructive. Although in reality, quarrying is tightly linked to industrial supply chains and plays a major role in producing raw materials for construction and manufacturing sectors. We also found that the quarry operates at a large industrial scale with an annual production capacity of around exceeding 500,000 metric tons of premium grade limestone. This highlights its importance as a consistent raw material and for downstream industries. In terms of applications, calcium carbonate derived from limestone is widely used across multiple industries as a whitening agent and a functional filler. However, despite this high value usage, approximately around 20% of extracted material becomes waste during harvesting and processing. This represents a significant amount of potentially usable material lost. Most importantly, analysis of the waste shows it still contains over 95% calcium carbonate, indicating high purity and strong potential for reuse rather than disposal. Overall, these findings confirm that limestone byproducts are not low value waste, but underutilized industrial resources with strong potential for circular economy integration. And we are simply lucky enough to receive some waste samples from Pulai Rock Industries to use some for our prototype.
Now that we have some sample acquired, let's teach you a bit about chemistry. First, we gathered three ingredients: sand, limestone waste, and hydrated lime where we acquire from mixing water and calcium hydroxide together. Together, all the ingredients sums up to 520 gram. And the next step is to mix the ingredient together. And sorry. Next step is to mix the ingredient all together with some water until the texture is like a damp sand. The mixture is then put in a mold and pressed with 10 kilogram of lute to compact the brick even further. We let it dry, and voila, our brick is ready to be used as a construction material. Now, the most important thing about this method of research is the lab test. But before we get into that, we found out that after 1 week of carbonation curing, the brick mass actually increased from 520 gram to 531 gram, 531.21 gram. This represents a 2% of mass gain, indicating uptake of carbon dioxide related carbonation reaction. Now, how do we know the brick is actually calcium carbonate and not sorry? How do we know that calcium carbonate has actually formed in the brick and the presence of carbon dioxide is also in the brick? Now, the brick should mainly consist of calcium carbonate and not calcium hydroxide. To ensure that we're actually making calcium carbonate bricks, we test the pH level of the bricks. Because calcium carbonate and calcium hydroxide have two different pH levels. The pH level of calcium carbonate is 8 to 9 pH, 8 to 9. Meanwhile, the calcium hydroxide, which is highly alkaline, does have the pH level of 12.4 to 12.5. The result that we get from the test sample is actually pH level of 9. This suggests that the brick are actually mainly composed of calcium carbonate. But most importantly, we need to check if the brick actually capture carbon dioxide. This is actually a basic experiment of neutralization. We take two test tubes, one filled with the brick samples and one filled with lime water. When the hydrochloric acid react with calcium carbonate, it will produce carbon dioxide. And the test tube that filled with lime water will also turn cloudy. This proves that the carbon dioxide is actually in the brick. Now, let's look at the economic aspect by comparing 5 production cost factors between conventional brick and our brick. First, conventional brick rely entirely on virgin raw material, where our brick substitute them with limestone waste, improving resource efficiency. Second, because conventional brick require newly extracted materials, their material cost is generally much higher. In contrast, our brick has the potential to reduce material costs by reusing industrial limestone waste. Third, conventional conventional brick manufacturing generate waste that require disposal, whereas our approach converts that waste into a valuable construction material. Fourth, our brick can reduce carbon emission by absorbing surrounding carbon dioxide during the stretching process, contributing to a lower environmental impact. Finally, unlike conventional brick that usually end their life after demolition, our brick support the circular economy, and demolished brick can be recovered, processed, and reused to produce new brick, extending the material life cycle.
The life cycle of a brick starts from waste from the manufacturing or quarrying plants. Limestone waste come in many forms, and most of that waste consists of rejected rocks, fine powder, and sludge. Next, we take these waste and process them into a suitable raw material form, such as powder. Later, these materials are added binders and aggregates to mold them into a brick. During this phase, mineral carbonation also happens, which stores surrounding carbon dioxide and strengthens the brick. After that, the final product will be a strong, durable brick that permanently stores carbon dioxide as a stable calcium carbonate. These bricks will be used during construction to build buildings and suitable infrastructure. These bricks also support the sustainability of the city and lower carbon footprint during construction. When the life of the building ends, it will go through a selective recovery process where we only take the concrete waste and we will send it back to the manufacturing plant to start the process all over again. To conclude, we are actually able to build a circular system where we can minimize the most crucial waste problem in Malaysia while also reducing carbon emission during manufacturing. Now from that, we can conclude that limestone waste can truly be reused to produce sustainable construction materials, while capturing carbon dioxide to reduce environmental emissions. And also building a circular system where waste is turned into something valuable. That's all from us. Thank you.
Thank you for that insightful presentation. We will now proceed to the question and answer session. I invite our respected judges to ask their questions.
Assalamualaikum and very good morning to both of you. And I think three of you, right? Okay. It's a very impressive presentations. Okay. Very fluent. And then I have just one question to you, one or two questions to you. Okay. You put there in the presentation just now, I think this is a production cost factor. Can you go back to that?
Alex.
Production cost factor. Is it possible or not possible?
I think it's possible. Wait.
Possible, right? Possible, right? Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So it's a production cost factor because this is my industry. So I just want to know. You put there the conventional brick is a higher material cost, and then your brick is lower material cost. What is the percentage that you see can be reduced from the conventional conventional brick cost and compared to your bricks?
Can you repeat that question again?
Okay. You put there the material cost for conventional brick is higher than your brick, right? Your new brick, right? Okay. Have you studied the conventional brick is how much, and your brick is how much, and what is the difference percentage? Maybe the conventional bricks they sell at 3 ringgit. Your bricks maybe 1 ringgit or 2 ringgit, something like that. Have you studied that?
We haven't have thorough study about that, but
Okay.
we think that we think that the material cost for conventional brick is much higher because they rely on virgin raw material, whereas our bricks rely entirely on limestone waste, which is people just discard it or underutilized.
Okay, good. And then you go to next page. Can you go to next page? Or you cannot? Okay, more. Next.
This.
Okay, circular cycle, another one. Okay, this is a circular cycle, right? Okay, I don't understand what you mean with circular cycle. Is it from limestone and then some percentage become waste, and that waste you recycle, right, to become your brick, right?
Yes.
And then from the recycle of the brick, there are another waste, right?
Yes.
Is it the waste also can be used?
The waste should mainly compose of calcium carbonate. So yes.
All right. Okay.
waste
Thank you
should be
very
used,
much.
can be used.
Okay. It's very good answer. Okay. Congratulations to all of you. Maybe other judges.
Assalamualaikum. A very good presentation. Just a simple question. I was wondering, in the process of producing the prototype, the one that you have given to us just now, did you go through any? Was it a failure at the first time, or how many? I mean, was it a success for the first time when you were producing the prototype, or was there many attempts, to come up with the prototype?
Every good product starts with some failures, right? So the first failure that we had was we tried using only limestone waste, which is we cannot achieve that because the limestone itself can be too fragile. So we took inspiration from the real brick manufacturing. We took some aggregates and some binders, and the limestone waste actually acts as a binder to fill the gaps between sands. So that's the first failure that we had. So we actually improved after the first failure, and that's actually the second test. Second
So
prototype.
means that it actually become a success after 2 times.
After thorough research.
Okay. Thank you for the answers. That's all.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oops, sorry.
Now, without further ado, let's move on to our next presentation. May I invite Sekolah Menengah Sains Muar to the stage.
Prepared, eaten, and thrown. That's the cycle of food we eat every day. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to our respected judges, timekeeper, rapporteur, and all everyone in here. My name is Hadi Zahin,
I'm Mia Aulia Kasih. I'm Mia Maisha.
and today we want to present all of you about our research project entitled Uncovering the Value of Scraps People-Led Initiative for a Sustainable Produce. So as you can see here, our research is aligned to one of the SDG 12 target, which is target 12.3. It aims half global per capita food waste by 2030. For example, if a person wastes 10 kilograms of food waste, it must be reduced by 5 kilograms of wastes by 2030. So why is it important to have global per capita food waste by 2030? It is important because food waste is a major type of wastes that produced in Malaysia as well as globally. So how does excessive production of food waste affect our environment? The first concern is the global warming. Another significant issue is the toxin leaching. And the final concern is the pest infestation. Ladies and gentlemen, other than at home, good habits begin at school. So our formal statement is the common occurrence of Sekolah Menengah Sains Muar throwing away food wastes without the consideration of recycling it. Thus, we formulated two objectives. First, we aim to repurpose at least 5% of our school's primary daily food waste led by the pupils. And the second, we aim to spread the awareness among the pupils like about 80% to about the sustainable recycling via awareness programs and talks.
Reduction of food waste in school primarily comes from the school's canteen and dining hall. Why is food waste an issue in our school? 1. It's produced excessively. 2. It is not disposed or managed smartly. And 3. It gives us an unpleasant odor nuisance. How does excessive production of food waste that is not disposed smartly affect our school in many aspects? 1. It risks the health of the students. Food waste attracts pests such as cockroaches and rats, which are vectors for pathogens such as E. coli and Salmonella, which can cause various diseases. 2. It can ruin the image of the school. When outsiders visit our school and see the piles of food waste, it may form a negative perspective towards the school. 3. Increase of food waste at landfills. Food waste in landfills are burned to be disposed of, which releases methane gas into the atmosphere. Now, when trouble strikes, head to the library, and because of that, we gather information about how to solve the food waste issue in our school. From the qualitative aspect of our methodology, we interviewed the dining hall manager and the canteen manager to collect data on how food waste is produced and managed. According to the dining hall manager, food waste produced are separated into two categories. One, can be eaten by cows and goats, such as fruits and vegetables, and two, cannot be eaten by cows and goats, such as onions and garlic. Here, the unmanaged food waste becomes an issue. The most produced food waste in the dining hall are eggshells, rice, and fish. Sometimes students do not eat at the dining hall at certain times of the day, which leaves more cooked food to be left unconsumed. Now, according to the canteen manager, food waste are managed by directly sending them to the landfill. The most produced food waste in the canteen are eggshells, onion skins, and chicken bones. People sometimes buy too much food and sometimes do not finish them, which leaves more food to be left wasted.
Now, from the quantitative aspect, we created Google Form with questions regarding the issue and was later answered by a total of 473 pupils of our school in order to collect information from their opinion regarding issue for us to provide a suitable solution. Other than that, we are also able to raise awareness among the pupils. Moving on, from the information we've collected, we've gathered that pupils would rather have food at the canteen rather than the dining hall, causing the prepared food at the dining hall to be left unconsumed and later thrown into the trash can. And other than that, a large percentage of people are aware regarding the issue of food waste. However, they didn't take any action to either reduce it nor recycle it into something new. Moving on, pupils often left food unfinished at the dining hall, causing an increase in the food waste production at the dining hall. And lastly, pupils voted that the most produced food waste in our school goes to leftover rice, followed by vegetables, and lastly eggshells. Thanks to the survey and the interview, we're able to provide two suitable solutions for this problem. First, we hold a talk for awareness, and second, we hosted an eggshell making program. First, for the talk for awareness, we go around this dining hall and we have a simple small talk with the people of the dining hall regarding the issue of food waste to raise their awareness. And for the eggshell making program, we gathered a number of people in one place and we instructed them step by step on the making of the eggshell. Trust me, the making of the eggshell is so simple and easy. So for the first step of the making of eggshell fertilizer, we gathered them in one place and we washed them thoroughly to make sure all the other stain and bacteria are all washed away. Secondly, we remove the inner membrane to make sure it is easily absorbed into the soil. And thirdly, we crush it into the fine powder to make sure that it increases the surface area and it also is easily absorbable into the soil. And finally, we go around our school area and put it in the potted plants around our school. Now, why do we choose eggshells fertilizer as a product? First, is because eggshell is one of the major food waste produced in our school. Secondly, is because it is easy and simple for the people to implement the making of the eggshell fertilizer into their weekend routine. And lastly, is that the collected eggshell waste are directly sent to the waste center and are not recycled or reused. Now, we also collect three qualities of the eggshell itself that make it suitable for the soil. First, it is alkaline and it functions to reduce the acidity of the soil. And other than that, eggshell, which is calcium carbonate, contain high calcium content, which is roughly 40%. And lastly, it is eco-friendly and non-toxic. We also conducted a pH test on the soil before and after our eggshell fertilizer was added. And before our eggshell fertilizer was added, the pH reading of the eggshell is 4.01, and after our eggshell fertilizer was added, the pH reading of the soil is 6.69, which is almost neutral and healthy for the plant to grow. Now, please advise your grandmother, grandfather, uncle, aunt, or anyone you know that likes gardening to stop using those harmful inorganic fertilizer and turn to HF fertilizer instead. Why, you might be asking? Here I put a couple comparison between the two of them. First, inorganic fertilizer can damage soil quality, and second, it can cause environmental pollution, and lastly, it can cause soil acidification. And for our beloved eggshell fertilizer, it can improve the soil quality, and other than that, it can provide a sustainable waste recycling, and lastly, it supplies calcium, which helps to strengthen the cell wall of the plant. Now, ladies and gentlemen, from the HL Makey program, we are able to achieve our second objective, our first objective, which is to reduce 5% of the total food waste produced. So the weight of the HL that we have repurposed is 10 kilogram. Meanwhile, the total food waste that is produced at the canteen and dining hall in a day is 180 kg, which means 10 kg from 180 kg is 5.56%, which is mean we exceed the expectation of our objective.
Let's moving on to the research result. So as you can see here, our research objective has been achieved. So the more people have actively to repurpose the food waste, and our action-based fertilizer effectively increasing the plant cancer content, and the soil acidity has been reduced.
With that, we end our presentation.
Samura, sign out.
Thank you for the informative presentation. At this time, I would like to invite our judges to share their questions or comments.
Assalamualaikum, Samura.
Waalaikumsalam.
Very good presentation. Alhamdulillah. And I'm so happy to know that you guys are very alert about how we are wasting so much food,
Yes.
not just in school, but everywhere.
Yes.
Okay, I think the food should be transported into other places
Yes.
that needed most of it. I have a question. My question is, how long do you think that we can, how long do you think this eggshell fertilizer can be sustained, especially, specifically among students?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the questions?
My question is that, okay, how long do you think these eggshell fertilizers, can be sustained? I mean, how do we educate them? Okay, one is we don't want to waste food, the leftover food in the canteen, and we move to the eggshell fertilizers. But how long can we sustain this? Specifically among students in school, your school. How can we do that?
For a long time. Personally, and we can continue sebab kita akan ensure yang dia orang akan dapat merit. Okay. So we can ensure that this action making program will last time. Why? Because we ensure them reward by giving them merit for their respected house.
Means that they got reward if let's say they are managed to produce or these eggshell fertilizers, they got merit or being rewarded.
Yes, they got merit as a reward for their house.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
From your abstract here, you mentioned that only 80% of students from your school were involved in the awareness program. Is that it?
Yes.
What about the other 20%?
We had to exclude them because they are from 5 and their schedule is packed with class.
Okay, so the other 20% are actually the Form 5 students. We choose to exclude them because we want them to focus on their SPM, and
their schedule is packed with class. Their schedule is packed with class.
And the schedule is packed with class.
Yes.
So we focus this program on lower form students and Form 4 students, which is 80% of the school. Thank you.
Did you get positive response from these 80% of pupils?
I'm sorry?
Did you get positive response from them?
Yes, we did get a positive response from them because they continue on, keep coming to do the Asian making program to support their house for the merit.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Can you turn the page to the PH test page?
I just go actually.
Yep.
This one, yeah.
Next.
Okay.
No, another one.
Um,
No, there are some PH number over there.
Oh, this.
No, it's it. Yes. No,
Ah.
another one. Another slide, I think. No.
The pH test, right?
Yeah, but before that,
Or before.
I think you have a test tube over there. Okay, it's okay. You choose. You do the pH test, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then what is the purpose you do pH? This one.
Oh, this one.
Okay, what is the purpose of you do pH test? Why you do pH test?
So we use the we
Okay, it's okay. I can hear you. No worries.
okay. So we are conduct the pH test. So we want to test the effectiveness of our eggshells because our aim is to decrease our soil acidity at school.
Okay. Okay. Do you compare this with the normal fertilizer or chemical fertilizer? Is it the same pH or different pH? Who want to answer? You want to answer?
Okay. We figured that normal fertilizer which is inorganic fertilizer, does not function to reduce the acidity. In fact, they increase the acidity of the soil after a continuous and longer use.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for your answer. And then I think you have did a very good job. Okay. Thank you. Congratulations to three of you. How many of you? Three, four?
Yes.
Three, right? Okay. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you to our judges for the thoughtful questions, and thank you to Sekolah Menengah Sains Muar for your excellent responses. We now come to our third presentation. May I invite Sekolah Menengah Sains Machang to present.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I wish to respected judges and my fellow friends. So, our research title is Smash Family Circular Fashion Hub, promoting sustainable fashion practices and reducing textile waste in the school community. So, maybe some people will ask us, why textile waste, even though there are many experts out there who have done research about this. Yes, but they do on their own context and we do on our own context, which is in the school community. So we move to problem statement. First, fashion industry increasing the problem of textile waste. Although many people are aware of environmental sustainability, many wearable clothes remain unused instead of being donated, reused, or recycled. Therefore, a practical school-based initiative is needed to reduce textile waste and promote sustainable fashion practices. Every year, up to 100 billion new garments are made, and the world produces 92 million of tons of textile waste each year. the high production of clothing has led to an increase in textile waste, indicating unsustainable clothing consumption and disposal practices. Now, let's move to the hypothesis. The implementation of the Circular Fashion Hub positively promotes sustainable fashion practices and reduce textile waste within the school community. So, now Malaysia was famous with food festival. Why not we do the same thing for the Circular Fashion Hub? So, this is our Circular Fashion Hub model. We call it as CFH. We propose this CFH model as suggested from literature review, which circular economy principles emphasize extending product life cycles through reuse, repair, resale, and recycle. Next, let's move to research objectives. So, our first research objectives is to investigate the practices, awareness, and attitudes of students, teachers, and parents regarding to fast fashion, sustainable fashion, and textile waste management. And our second research objectives is to identify strategies to reduce textile waste in the school community.
Next, I will explain the methodology that we use to help our research objective. So for our methodology, we have three methodology, which is literature review and mixed method approach, combining quantitative and also qualitative method to achieve our research objective. So I will explain about literature review. So for the literature review, we reviewed journals, reports, and also previous studies about fast fashion, textile waste, and also circular economy. And it is found that fast fashion increases textile waste and also pollution, while circular economy helps to reduce the environmental impact by practicing reuse, recycle, and also repair. Next, I will explain about the second method, which is qualitative method. So for the qualitative method, we conducted a semi-structured interview with the selected members of the SMASH family community to gather depth information about the perceptions and their experiences related to the fast fashion. And then the analyzed response are then stimulated into the analytic thing response. And then the quantitative method. So for the quantitative method, we designed a questionnaire based on our research objective and also our literature review. So first of all, a conducted pilot test was a questionnaire based on our quantitative. We're then blast through 35 responses first to ensure that the questions are clear and reliable. After we are confident enough that the questions that we made are clear and reliable, we then blast the question through final survey via WhatsApp and also Facebook. Next. This is the interview that we made.
Next, now let's move to data analysis from the Google form. From the Google form, we've got 318 respondents, which we have three categories of respondents, which is parents, teachers, and students. And if we look at this graph, we can see that the majority of respondents are from 15 to 18 years old. This is because we want to foster sustainable fashion practices among young people and capable of building a circular future. And look at this graph, we can see that. Now let's move to the next slide, which shows the data analysis, the practices regarding students, teachers, and parents. So we can see that the graph pattern of each question was different. And if you look at this graph, it was high at rarely and sometimes, because this is a negative statement, which is they buy clothes just because the clothes are on sales. Next, this also shows the practices but regarding to textile waste management. If you look at this pie chart, we can see that many people only keep their unused clothes, and sadly, some people throw it away instead of donating. And for this graph, we can it's not just a number, but the fact is everyone generates and have textile waste.
So move on to our next research objective, which is awareness. So we did this to investigate the awareness among students, teachers, and also parents about their awareness about fast fashion, textile waste, and also textile waste management, and also sustainable fashion. So if you see this graph, you can see that most respondents are agree or strongly agree that they understand about the awareness about sustainable fashion. And if you see this graph, you can see that all the awareness items are achieve the mean score, which is 3, which indicating a good level of awareness. Next, I will explain about the third research objective, which is to investigate the attitudes of respondents towards fast fashion, textile waste, and also how they manage it. So you can see that all this graph shows that they are understand about sustainable fashion and they know that textile waste is such a serious issue to take care of. Next. So based on this, we can just simplify that all this are the proof that they are ready to support and willing to change the shopping habits to stop these textile waste from affecting our school community. Next.
Next, from the semi-structured interviews, we got this finding thematic analysis. So the conclusion for this finding is people are aware of textile waste management, but they don't know how to manage it. And they also agree to use school as the initiative. Next, after analyzing the data from the Google form and the semi-structured interviews, we create this circular fashion hub model. And it starts from used clothing that we take from parents and teachers. And we also take it from lost and found items at the hostel, which has not been claimed by students for a long time. And for SafeH, we have 4 activities, which is the first one is donation corner, where people can put their clothes to donate. Second, use fashion marketplace, where we can sell the clothes that are still usable. Third one is clothing swap day, where people can swap their clothes with clothes that we have. And lastly, upcycling showcase, where we turn the clothes such as jeans to something new, such as pencil case. Next, this picture shows that we have done this SafeH at Smash. And is this SafeH successful? Yes, we got a lot of positive reactions, and we also got 150 ringgit by selling used clothes. This shows that the students are interested in these programs, in this kind of program. So the conclusion is our research objectives are answered with the findings and the purpose of CFH. Promoting sustainable fashion practices and through CFH within the school community very effective. This can be seen through by the support of the students for the purpose of CFH program. That's all from me.
We can also conclude that the school already has a good awareness, but they need more education to practice their awareness into practical action. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
That was a very wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
I only have one question. At the moment, this initiative is done within your school community, am I right?
Yes.
If you were given a chance to bring this into a community outside of school, how would you do it?
Well, the first point is the main reason why we practice this CFH on our school first to gain a positive results, and when we are confident enough that the positive result is gained, so we can did the CFH into the other communities, and we are confident enough to do that.
How would you do it?
Well, we will do it by maybe influence them on social media first so that they are attracted enough to do it, and then maybe we can collab with another community like campaign or so on to keep it going on. Thank you. Help answer your question.
Yes, thank you.
All right, it's coming from me the question now. First is it's not a question, it's a good remark to all of you. Because I saw your presentation, you go to data analysis page. Back. Move. Okay, another one. Okay, here. Okay, your data analysis is a very good data analysis. This is industrial standard data analysis. So congratulations to all of you. This is
Thank
when you
you.
go to industry, people will look at this data. Okay, congratulations. Okay, and then you go to
CFH.
CFH. Go to that page. Yep. Okay. If you're given a chance to lead the country, how would you propose this to be implemented in our people in Malaysia?
Can you repeat the question?
Okay. If you're given a chance to lead the country, how do you propose this to the people to follow your CFH concept?
Okay, well, since we're confident enough that CFH works well in our school, we can blast the CFH into other school
Okay.
also.
So you are focusing on the school first, right?
Yeah, because we believe that teenagers need to be given first awareness.
All right. Thank you very much. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you to both our judges and presenters, Kolam Menengah Sains Machang. We are now ready for our fourth presentation. Please welcome SMA Negeri 1 Purworejo from Indonesia to present.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bringing the warm and welcoming spirit from the heart of Central Java, Indonesia. All of us at SMA Negeri 1 Purworejo send you our warmest greetings. Ladies and gentlemen, we are truly honored to be part of this event. So, as a generation living in age of practicality, where our daily life are immersed in social media, scrolling through TikTok and Instagram 24 hours a day, and suddenly, boom, content appear the world reaches of that. So the question, do you immediately realize it? Do you feel immediately moved and second by this fact? I don't think so. Because if you did, you will not be caught up in the convenience of modern life. You realize that you are being swept along this trend, like online shopping with plastic packaging, delivery food in styrofoam container, and many other things that are very harmful. Besides, we are already well aware of this waste build up. But today, if I told you the waste material that usually we call enemy could be a building material. As a younger generation, my friend and I will show you how we turn that waste material into a fine block that pull down a roof.
Now, when you visit someone else's home or you guys go out with your friends in any restaurant or any cafe, do you see a fan blog? What do you think about it? Is it, wow, that's so unique? Or, wow, the pattern looks so incredible? But what if we, as the young generation, propose a solution where this trendy fan blog could be repurposed to address our environmental crisis? Let's shift our focus for a moment from architectural trendy to the grim reality of mountain waste in landfill. The biggest contributors are styrofoam and plastic. Styrofoam contains carcinogenic substance that cause cancer. Plastic damage the soil, and both also take up to 1 million years to decompose. This is where we step in as a bridge between the widespread of use fan blog and the global crisis waste, and also achieving the SDGs number 12, responsible consumption and production. This is the stark reality that brings us to today's topic, Rusty Plastifoam, transforming styrofoam and plastic waste into eco-friendly construction materials, specifically concrete ventilation block.
Before we continue, let me introduce my team. My name is Fadil as a moderator at my college, Fatima as a presenter, and Salwa as a presenter. And also our mentor is Miss Reni. Next.
And we only have four main points. First, does the quality of this Rusty Plastifoam meet building material standards? Does this product offer better cost effectiveness than conventional ones? And does the conversion of Rusty Plastifoam effectiveness than conventional one? And does the conversion of Rusty Plastifoam meet sustainable building criteria? Does recycling styrofoam and plastic into Rusty Plastifoam effectively reduce waste? And we use literature review, experimental method, and quantitative analysis as our methodologies. The main subject of our research are fan block, styrofoam, and plastic, while the objects are the quality, cost effectiveness, sustainability, and waste reduction of Rusty Plastifoam.
Okay, so what is a fan block? Fan block is a hollow wall element that functions as a pathway for natural air circulation and light to enter. How about the Rusty Plastifoam? Rusty Plastifoam is a fan block that make from the mixture of styrofoam and plastic waste. This fan block come in variety of size and designs to suit residential needs and to make home look more artistic.
Okay, this is the laboratory testing process for samples of Rusty Plastifoam and conventional fan blocks. Scientific validation of the Rusty Plastifoam innovation began with the laboratory testing of 5 x 5 x 5 centimeter cube samples with a 1:1 material ratio and using 7-day water immersion method, which successfully produced an average compressive strength of 82.25 kilograms per square centimeters, surpassing that of conventional fan blocks and meets the national quality standard of 80 kilograms per square centimeters. The material's mechanical reliability was statistically validated through an F-test with a significance level above 0.05, indicating homogeneous and stable. Okay. With a lighter physical characteristic, a density of 1.63 gram per cubic centimeters, the experiment was then scaled up to the final product using a 25 x 25 centimeter fan block mold. This is the experimental process of making Rusty Plastifoam. By testing 3 variations of waste weight, 10, 13, and 16 gram, it was found that a 13 gram formula proved to be the most ideal composition, capable of producing fan block with precise, a non-porous structure, and smooth surface.
Now, this is the cost comparison between the rosy foam and conventional fan block. Based on this table, the researchers achieved a cost efficiency of 0.11 US dollar per unit for rosy foam. From an economic standpoint, this rosy foam can be significantly cheaper because we utilize free environmental waste as a substitute material to reduce the proportion of primary material such as cement and sand. Consequently, the material savings per unit create leftover materials that can be allocated for producing the next batch of the fan block. This increases production volume to be greater than that of conventional fan blocks using the same quantity of raw materials. Amazingly, this rosy foam meets 5 key criteria based on the concept of the sustainable architecture. This product is designed to be energy efficient by maximizing natural lighting and cross ventilation to reduce the use of air conditioning. The eco-friendly aspect is achieved through the use of recycled materials which reduce logistic emission and its waterproof design, which optimizes water efficiency. Additionally, these products support health and thermal comfort by maintaining fresh air circulation to prevent the risk of respiratory illnesses, while also allowing the air to flow to cool the area around the building without harming the ecosystem. And last, the use of styrofoam and plastic waste in rosy foam has proven effective at trapping persistent pollutants through the principles of the circular economy. Specifically, the production of every 100 rosy foam can absorb 1.3 kg of styrofoam, that equivalent to 300 food containers made from styrofoam, and 1.3 kg of plastic, that equivalent to 100 water bottles with 600 milliliters volume, thereby directly preventing the waste accumulation at landfills and the threat of the microplastic in ecosystem.
In a conclusion, rosy foam has proven to be strong as it passed national standard. And second, rosy foam is more economic, saving 0.11 USD per unit. And third, rosy foam has made requirements sustainable because it is the product made from the mixture of styrofoam and plastic waste. And finally, rosy foam is achieving the goals of SDGs number 12, responsible consumption and production.
Ladies and gentlemen, based on our research, we have in-depth resilient testing, design innovation, partnership, and product certification recommended for future research. Well, something that we can learn from this research is, as a young generation, we can change the useless thing into a useful thing to support sustainability and economic growth. Thank you. That's all from us. SMA Negeri 1 Purworejo.
Unggul, berkarakter, mendunia.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for that inspiring presentation. I now invite our respected judges to begin the question and answer session.
It's a big congratulations to three of you. Okay. First, I want to comment. My comment is there are two different type of presenter. One is understanding the presentation. Number two is reading the presentation. You are on the first group is understanding the presentation. It's very, very, very good.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so I just there's a compliment for you, and then this is my questions. Okay, you are producing rosy plastic foam, right?
Yes.
Okay, the production method, is it industrial based or home based?
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Which one is yes? This
And the
industrial based or home based?
Our rosy foam is suitable for use as an interior material buildings.
How about the production method, production process? Is it industrial?
Home based.
Home based.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. It's a very good. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Congratulations, SMA Negeri 1 Purworejo, Indonesia. I just have a simple question. Okay, what is the most challenging part, okay, when you're conducting the experiment? Do you go through any difficulties? I mean, I'm sure there will be a few attempts, isn't it? Okay, to produce the rosy plastic foam. what is the most challenging part when, coming out with the experiment?
Okay, thank you for the question. And of course, we found a challenge of our research. First, we must found a good ratio for make a rosy plastic foam. And two, if the price of main ingredients of our rosy plastic foam is higher, the price of our rosy foam is higher too. Maybe that's all from us. Thank you.
Thank you to both our judges and presenters, SMA Negeri 1 Purworejo from Indonesia. We have now reached our final presentation. It is my pleasure to invite Sekolah Menengah Sains Lahad Datu to present.
Every day, tons of coconut waste are discarded, while invisible microplastic continue to pollute our waterways through washing machine wastewater. Two environmental challenges, one sustainable solution. Here we are, creating filter from coconut waste to filter microplastic from washing machine wastewater. Before we move on, Assalamualaikum and greetings I bid to the honorable adjudicators, accurate timekeeper, rapporteur and moderator, and fellow participants. Great solution begins with identifying the problems. So let's get to know about microplastics. What is microplastics actually? According to UN Environmental Programme, microplastics are defined as plastic particles in size from 5 millimeter to 1 nanometer. Understanding what microplastics are even leads us to another important question. Where does these microplastics come from? Based on this pie chart, there are a lot of sources of microplastics, but let us focus on our research focus, which is the biggest one, synthetic textiles. 35% of microplastics are contributed from synthetic textiles, including polyester, nylon, acrylic, spandex by everyday washing. And the most significant finding is that about 60% of material made into clothing is plastic, which includes polyester, acrylic, and nylon textile. And a study shows that an average 6 kilogram wash releases over 700,000 synthetic microfibers per wash, with acrylic fabrics releasing the highest number of fibers. Once released into the environment, microplastic does not disappear easily. They pose significant risks such as inflammation and tissue damage, hormonal disruption, ecosystem disruption, and reduced growth and reproduction. Now that we understood the issue of microplastics, let's move on to another issues that form the foundation of our project, which is coconut waste. Coconut waste is an abundant agricultural waste that is often underutilized despite its potential, and improper management of this waste can lead to various issues. As you can see here, based on the bar chart, last year our country produced over 280,236 tons of coconut husk and 74,730 tons of coconut shell. People might think it's just coconut waste. what it could possibly do. Did you know that coconut waste can cause accumulation and uncontrolled burning? Discarded coconut shells and husks decompose slowly, releasing methane, a potent greenhouse gas, into the atmosphere. Nevertheless, coconut waste can disrupt local ecosystem. These challenges bring us to an urgent problem that needs urgent attention. The first one, which is microplastic pollution from household laundry, is a growing environment concern. And the next one, which is coconut waste are not managed properly, which causes issues like pollution. To address this problem, we formulated the following research question. The first one, how can we reduce the release of microplastics into the waterways? And the second one, how can we utilize coconut waste to solve microplastic issues? Our project depends on the material itself. Therefore, let us explore why we choose coconut waste. First one, coconut waste is biodegradable, low cost, and widely available. And the coconut husk fibers have fibrous structures that can help trap microplastics while allowing to water flow through. And the coconut shells. The coconut shells can be turned into charcoal, which is activated carbon. To transform coconut shells to activated carbon, coconut shells is heated in high temperature in two phases. The first one is carbonization to produce the charcoal, and the second one, activation to open millions of microscopic pores. So, what does activated carbon do actually? It removes microplastic through both physical traffic and chemical absorption, as it has a high surface area and highly carbon-rich surfaces. And the extensive internal pore structure acts as a microscopic sieve, catching larger particles in the gaps. And non-polar plastics like PE or PP are naturally drawn to the water, repelling carbon surface.
Okay, with that understanding in mind, we've conducted a research that aims to create a filter that can capture microplastic released from synthetic fibers using these natural materials. So with that, we established three key objectives. Okay, our first objective is to reduce the release of microplastic into our waterways. Our second objective is to determine the contribution of activated charcoals in enhancing filtration performance. And finally, third one, to promote the repurposing of this agricultural waste as an alternative to high-end microplastic filter. So let's proceed into our research methodology. So our research employed a quantitative research through experimental method. Okay, so a single test was conducted with two primary purposes. One, to determine the efficiency of coconut husk fibers and activated carbon in filtering microplastic. And two, to determine if the activated carbon have significance in enhancing the filtration performance. Okay, to achieve this, two filter prototype were used for comparison. Okay, for the first prototype, it contains coconut husk fiber and also activated carbon. Meanwhile, prototype 2 only contains coconut husk. Okay, here's our hypotheses, variables, and also precautionary steps. Okay, let's move on to experimental procedure. So we use 0.75 grams of microplastics, and then these microplastic was mixed with water to simulate laundry wastewater. And then this wastewater is poured through the filter, and the remaining water will be collected. After that, the remaining microplastic will be filtered using a filter paper, dried, and then weighed again. Okay, so the average value of mass of the remaining microplastic will be used to calculate the filtration efficiency. So as you can see here, here's the data collected. Okay, so we use 5 times of trial to reduce random errors in measurements. Okay, the data we collect is the mass of microplastics and also flow rate. Okay, these are our findings. Okay, as you can see the pie chart for prototype 1, it filters 0.4% of microplastic. Meanwhile, prototype 2 only filter 42.6% of microplastic. This clearly shows that prototype 1 show better performance than prototype 2. Okay. Nevertheless, both still show consistent water flow rate that indicates a good durability and no water clogging. So, based on these findings, we can conclude that the hypothesis is accepted and our research objective number 1 and number 2 were successfully met. Okay, let's move on to our limitations in this research. Okay, for the first one, we have limited scale of testing. Okay, this study was conducted using a prototype under control condition. Like I said before, we only conduct it using our experiment that I mentioned, okay? And that may not fully represent household usage. This is because we have limited testing equipment for a large-scale testing. Next, we have challenges in measuring microplastics, as we have limitations of available laboratory equipment and also observation method. As in measuring microplastic, we need a higher advanced technologies and methods. Okay. Next, long-term reliability has not been fully determined. As I said before, we haven't tested this prototype under continuous washing cycles. And last one, we have limited types of microplastic tested. Okay, we only used fragmented types of microplastic, and other forms like fibers, beads, and foam has not fully investigated. Okay, considering that we have just finished making our product and there's a lot of limitations, we can conclude that our third objectives are not, we are unable to achieve our third objective, which is to promote agricultural waste as a alternative to high-end filter. Okay, this is because to bring it to a higher level, we need more evidence to verify its quality. Okay, if these limitations could be tackled, here are some recommendations that could be pursued for future recommendations. Okay, first, household application. So maybe the outer casing could be made out of recycled paper, and it is fitted inside the drainage pipes. And also replaceable cartridges for easy maintenance. And the last one is commercialization and mass production. So this could create an economic value and also bring a significant impact in environmental surroundings. Okay, we can take these examples of commercialized product that building towards sustainability and utilizing coconut waste. Okay, here. Okay, so the summary, the research have successfully developed a microplastic filter prototype using coconut husk, fiber, and also activated carbon. So we have evaluated its efficiency in capturing microplastics from the simulated laundry wastewater. So we hope these innovations inspires further innovation that can bring towards a greener and circular future. I think that's all from us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the engaging presentation. At this point, I would like to invite our respected judges to ask their questions.
Thank you very much. It's a very good presentation from both of you and your friends over there. Okay, I have one question to you. Okay, now you are do this research, and then the end product is used in household or industrial.
In this research, based we're doing in our school, so this household. Household, yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. There is nothing more from us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, judges, for your valuable feedback, and thank you to our final presenters, Sekolah Menengah Sains Lahad Datu. That concludes all 5 presentations for this parallel session. On behalf of the organizing committee, thank you to all participating schools for your insightful presentations, and thank you to our respected judges for your time and valuable feedback. We also appreciate the teachers, participants, and audience for your support today. A gentle reminder for timekeepers to collect the evaluation forms from our judges. Thank you once again and enjoy the rest of FIRSTSIS 2026.